Welcome to the Mount Pleasant Podcast, featuring discussions and interviews about the people, places, and events that make Mount Pleasant such a special place.
This is the Mount Pleasant Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Cleary, and all thanks to the great people of Mount Pleasant Magazine, I get the honor, the privilege of introducing you to Mount Pleasant, the people who make it such a special place to do business, to work, and even to live. We're introducing you to Mount Pleasant's best on the Mount Pleasant Podcast.
Welcome to the Mount Pleasant Podcast, presented by Mount Pleasant Magazine. I'm your host, editor Zach Giroux. Today, we're honored to welcome a very special guest, Mount Pleasant Town Council member Gary Santos. Gary, with the Mount Pleasant general election nearly 1 month away, let's chat about your run for re-election.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you've served on Mount Pleasant Town Council for nearly 30 years. What motivates you to continue serving the community?
Well, being born and raised here, I grew up here, played sports here, and I just wanted to give back to the community that really took good care of me. So I started coaching football, started working with the kids, and transferred over to wrestling and started programs like that for the kids. And swimming was a big one. I started a program called Water, and we would take the young kids, very small, maybe first grade or so, second grade, and we would bring them over to our facility and teach them how to swim. Rollerblading, roller skating. We did a lot of different things with the kids, and it's been really good. They learned a lot. I want to really be able to work with the kids and have them grow up like I did. I got a wrestling mat I had put in our gym, so the kids in the high school now can come into our gym and practice there, because what happens is when they practice in their own gym, they don't get used to practicing in somebody else's or wrestling in somebody else's gym. But when they come to our facility, they get that feeling that they're in another gym, and it really helps them when they go off and wrestle in other gyms. I like doing things like that with the kids and just being able to get them involved in whether it's football, baseball, basketball, track and field, things like that. And it's great. And I love going out there and watching them. Oh, and hockey too. We're starting a hockey program out there. The Stingrays are going to come over and teach the kids how to play hockey next month. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be one of my favorite things that I've done, is being able to get these young kids to come out and learn how to play hockey, because we have a lot of people who move down here from up north. I keep hearing about hockey programs, so now we're going to actually have one. And that's one of my favorite things that I've done.
Looking back so far in your time on council, what accomplishments are you most proud of?
I'll have to say recreation, working with the kids in programs that I've been able to do. Triathlon we did with Isle of Palms and Sullivan's Island, things like that, to get the kids out, get them moving, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, wrestling, track and field, things like that. We really got a great program here with the town. Eric DeMore has been very supportive of me to be able to do these things. And like I said, I just love being able to see our kids grow up, go into high school and play and be very successful, and then go into college and play. It's been fun. Things like that for me is what's really makes me smile when I see these kids out there and they're running track and they're doing things like that. Triathlon is another thing that I've done with the kids. We go out to our pool in the northern part of town, and they swim there, then they get out, then they bike, and then they run and finish on the track. And these are young kids, and they are really outstanding. And watching them, it just really makes me feel good. They're exercising, and they're going to grow up, and they'll do it when they get older. And hopefully, they will be able to go on to college and even who knows, do some professional football or baseball or basketball and things like that.
What lessons have you learned on previous terms on council that you think will better serve you moving forward if reelected?
I think one of the biggest things that I've learned is working together. You have so many people that I've seen throughout my years to think that they know everything. They want to do it their way. And I have always been a team player. I've always been able to, help people do different things that they want to do. And the key is working together. And then we got a great team at the town right now, and we all work together. It's really been great. I think that's what I've learned the most, is just working as a team to get things done. You can look at our town and see we got a great town. People love it. And it's because we do work together. And I think that's the key.
And what do you see as the most significant issues or challenges that Mount Pleasant has had to deal with in most recent years?
I would say growth. There's a lot of growth going on, and we're trying to do what we can to make sure that we can have that growth and still have a fine community that we have. So we're working hard with that up in the northern part of Mount Pleasant, and I think it's going to work. I mean, they want to come in, they want to be a part of the town, and we want them in. And I think working with them is a big thing, and I think it's really helpful. We see people want to annex into the town all the time, and I really think that's fantastic to have people to want to come into a town, because you got a lot of towns out there that people are leaving. We're the opposite. People are coming and wanting to live here, and that's because our town council and our workers are doing such a good job that people want to be a part of it. It's really great. I'd love that feeling,
And speaking of growth, how do you keep that balance between growth management and quality of life?
It has a lot to do with the people who work for the town. Our police officers are really great. We just had where we were giving out some dirt and stuff when the hurricane was coming. They were out there with smiles on their face, willing to help. And they're always like that. Our police department has always been like that. And I think that makes people smile, when they know that they can go to our police or our firefighters and be able to talk to them and, walk away with a smile on your face. It's not like a lot of other municipalities that the police and firemen don't want to talk to the citizens unless there's an issue going on. Ours are not like that. They have a big smile on their face. They want to talk to you. They like for people to ask them questions. And we're very fortunate to have a police and fire department that are so well organized to start with, but also willing to talk to our citizens and just be a part of the community.
In 1982, it was East Cooper Magazine. Now it's Mount Pleasant Magazine. Mount Pleasant Magazine is about the people, places, and events that make Mount Pleasant a great place to live, work, and raise a family. Your community, your magazine. Mount Pleasant Magazine.
You're listening to the Mount Pleasant Podcast.
And if reelected, what are your top 3 priorities over the next 4 years on council?
The program that I'm starting with the hockey is one of the things that's really kicking me off here. We've got so many kids that have moved here from off that they play hockey, those places. Now we have an opportunity for them to play hockey here. So that makes them feel good. Now they have an opportunity to do what they did from their home, wherever they live. Things like that, being able to put together programs, dances that we put out there on the other side of the hockey place. People will come out there at nighttime and we have bands playing and they just celebrate it. Those kind of things we put together. If you go out to our waterfront park now, you'll see kids, little tiny kids out there working out. We got dog parks out there. We got basketball courts out there. And so these people come and they really are enjoying it. It doesn't cost them anything to come out there and be able to do that. It's that kind of stuff that I think that we do well, and people like that. And they want to be a part of a community that has that kind of things going on in there. And that's the key is to continue doing that kind of stuff to make your citizens happy.
Lastly, Gary, what do you believe sets you apart from other candidates? And ultimately, why should voters elect you for another term on Mount Pleasant Town Council?
I've been able to do a lot of things with the town for the kids, whether it's triathlons or skateboarding or competitions like that. This new park I just told you about, I was the one that asked DOT for that land so we could do a facility there for the kids and older people as well. I'm always out there trying to find things for citizens to do, not just the kids, but the older citizens as well. We have a park up in the northern part of town. People will bring their food there and sell their food to the citizens. And it's really kind of a nice little deal that they do there. Our community is really a good community because we all get along. We all try and work together. Our council's the same way. We might not agree on certain things, but we can agree to disagree and continue on. And I don't think you see that in a lot of communities, but we have that here. And that's a big thing for us is that we're able to agree and disagree and then move on. And it's always worked well. We also show up for everything. We go out to anything that's really happening out there, show up there and support our staff and support the citizens of the town. I think they like that a lot to see council folks, showing up and being able to support them. Our council is very much a part of that.
And before I let you go here, Gary, I just want to remind the folks at home that early voting begins October 20th and runs through October 31st at Seacoast Church in Mount Pleasant at 750 Long Point Road. Weekdays only from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. And Election Day is Tuesday, November 4th. Polls open at 7 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. And remember, folks, the conversation continues at mountpleasantpodcast.com. Thanks, Gary. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you all. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for spending your time with the Mount Pleasant Podcast. Your community, your podcast. Listen to past and future episodes at mountpleasantpodcast.com.